Hi everyone, I want to spend a little bit of time here right at the beginning of the semester talking about your final research paper and final presentation that you'll be doing for this class. I always try to make sure that I introduce this assignment really early on here in the semester so you have access to it right from the beginning. That way if you want to work on it over the course of the semester and you're not sort of scrambling at the last minute, this will allow you to have some extra time to do that. So if you look here at the website, I have a heading that says Final Project Information, and under that heading there are three documents listed here. The first is your paper assignment, the second is your presentation assignment, and then this is the link to the video that you're now watching. So what we're going to do first is that we'll take a look at this final paper assignment. So let me sort of scoot this over here so you can see it and make this just a smidge bigger. Okay, so your final research paper is called your University Survival 101 final paper assignment. The whole point of this assignment is for you to be able to take all of the information that you've learned about a particular topic, and a lot of that will be done on your own through research, to then articulate in written form your understanding of that particular topic. So as I say here at the top, over the course of the semester, you're going to be learning about different university resources that are here to assist you as a student. You're also going to learn a little bit more about the research process, and you're going to learn, hopefully, how to connect and incorporate different ideas and concepts into one written paper. So the purpose of this is to communicate your research and your understanding of one issue that a first-year student might deal with. Okay, so your paper needs to include the following. It's really critical that you include all of these components in your paper. If not, you will obviously miss out on a lot of points, and I'll show you the rubric for this assignment here as we scroll down in just a moment. You obviously need an introduction in your paper. This is where you are going to set up your paper by telling me what it is you're going to be discussing throughout the paper. After that introduction, you're then going to kind of launch into your discussion of the issue. So this is where you're really highlighting your understanding of the particular topic that you have chosen. This is probably the easiest place to incorporate your research because you are going to have to do a little bit of research for this paper. So as you think about when you're reading maybe an article or a book or something about your particular topic, think about what from that research that you found could really highlight that topic. You might want to put that in that discussion area. The next section that you'll be talking about is your personal plan. So I want you to articulate for me your personal plan for success as it relates to your chosen issue. Okay? Then I want you to identify some advice that you would give to an incoming student on how to deal with that particular topic. And then finally, you are going to wrap things up by having a fully formed conclusion where you're going to summarize the content and the purpose of your paper. So I mentioned obviously a topic. You're going to be looking at a topic that a first-year college student or really just a college student might be dealing with. I have pre-selected topics for you. So you must use one of these topics unless you think, I really don't want to do this, but I do have another issue that I'd like to talk about about first-year students. That's fine, but you need to let me know what that is first, and you have to get approval from me, okay? So you do have to use one of these pre-selected topics. I've pre-selected these because I know that there's a lot of research out there on them. Sometimes I'll have students come to me with something really specific, and I'll go do a little bit of research and have a lot of trouble finding something, so I know the student will have trouble finding something, so then I kind of have to steer them back to this pre-selected list of topics. So choose one of these topics. You will be communicating to me during week 8 of the semester what your topic is going to be. So you will have an opportunity to share that with me and the rest of the class so that I know that you're on the right track. So think about which one of these topics you'd like to focus on. I have the paper requirements here for you. We're looking at about 4 pages. double-spaced. You must use MLA style formatting. We're going to talk about that a little more as we go through the semester. That means 1-inch margins, Times New Roman 12-point font, a works cited page, and proper in-text citations. And I'm going to provide you with some good resources that you can latch onto to help you prepare your paper. Your works cited page does not count towards your 4 pages. Okay, so I'm looking for at least 4 pages of writing. You must include at least one source from a book, a journal, a magazine, or a newspaper article. Excuse me, I have really bad allergies at the moment. Found in Kent Library or in one of the library subscription databases. Here in a couple of weeks, about 2 or 3 weeks, you are going to learn how to use those library subscription databases. You are going to love them. It's going to make your research process a little smoother. And so you need to have one source that supports your chosen issue. Your primary source cannot be from Google. If you provide me with a website, you will get points taken off for not using the appropriate source. This is a way for you to work on your research skills. Please know that you can incorporate anything that you've learned in your class assignments or reflections or forum postings. You're welcome to incorporate that information as well. As I said, you will be sharing your forum topic with me during week 8 in a forum posting. That just lets me know that you are on the right track. Your paper will be uploaded to a link that will say Final Paper under the Assignments heading under week 15 of the website. The paper should be uploaded no later than 11:55 p.m. on Sunday, December 4th. Late submissions, and if you submit something late, there will be 30 points deducted. This paper is worth 100 points, so if you submit it late and I immediately take off 30 points, that means you have a 70% and I haven't even scored it yet. So it's in your best interest to turn this in on time. You may still submit a late paper up to 48 hours after the due date to the same link. There are no exceptions to this policy, okay? I'm introducing this the first week of class. There's no reason for you to be turning this in late. Here's where I outline the rubric where you can see that, like I said, it's worth 100 points. You could also see how I've broken down the points for this particular assignment. So we've got 5 for the introduction, 20 for the discussion, 25 for the personal plan. That's the biggest one. Advice, 20, a conclusion, 5, cohesiveness, and spelling and grammar, each worth 5. Sources, making sure that you've used an appropriate source, is worth 10, and your MLA format is 5. So make sure that you review that rubric so that you know exactly what's going to be expected of you. So that was your final paper. I want to show you really quick your final presentation assignment. So the purpose of this presentation is for you to demonstrate your oral communication skills for your instructor and your classmates to summarize your research from your university survival paper. So the presentation is also worth 100 points, and the rubric's on the next page. That means your paper's worth 100 points, your presentation's worth 100 points. You're also going to have a final exam that's worth 100 points. So those last couple weeks of classes, you have like 300 points coming down the chute, okay? So presentations should be uploaded to the week 15 forum. Got some instructions that you'll follow below. No later than 11:55 p.m. again on Sunday, December 4th. So that paper and that presentation are due at the same time. Because your uploads are time-stamped, I can view late submissions. So any videos uploaded after 11:55 p.m. on December 4th will result, again, in a 30-point deduction. Any presentations received after 48 hours from the original due date will receive a 0 score. Again, no exceptions to this policy. What you're going to be doing is you're going to prepare a 3 to 4 minute presentation where you are going to share information from your research paper. Videos should not exceed 4 minutes. I will not view videos past the 4-minute mark. Once it hits 4 minutes, I'm hitting stop. I've literally, before I instituted this, I had students submit like 15, 20-minute speeches. I just don't have time to watch that many long speeches. So 4 minutes is what you get. And your presentations need to include the following, and this is the same information that you are that you have to provide in your paper, but I do not want you to read directly from your research paper. This is an opportunity for you to maybe share some personal stories, share some anecdotes as we talk about in the discussion and the personal plan and the advice that maybe you didn't have room to include in your paper. So think a little bit differently. You're not just reading directly from your paper here. I'm looking for a little some different information that's being presented in the presentation versus what you've provided in the paper. So you still need to have an introduction, a discussion, a personal plan, advice, and conclusion. It's really in your best interest to kind of go in this order whenever you're delivering your speech. For some reason, I have a lot of students who will just completely skip out on the personal plan or the advice and miss out on a huge chunk of points because they've just neglected to do that. But you are required to address those in this presentation. This presentation should be considered formal. You need to look nice. I don't want you wearing workout attire and t-shirts or hats and things like that. Sit up or stand up, whatever is most comfortable to you. I've had students give these speeches lying down in bed. Please don't do that. That is not appropriate for a formal presentation. You wouldn't do that in an actual face-to-face class. Don't think that you can do it in an online class. Please don't chew gum or chew on anything while you're speaking. We want to make sure that we can hear you loud and clear. So I have instructions here for uploading your presentation. What you're going to do is you're going to videotape yourself delivering your presentation. You can use a webcam. That's probably the preferred method because the quality is a little bit better. If you don't have a webcam, you can use a tablet or a phone. Upload your presentation to YouTube. If you do not yet have a YouTube account, you need to create a free account, and you will upload your presentation. You can upload a presentation once you've created an account. If this is something you have never done before, you need to practice it before Sunday, December 4th. Okay, please do not wait till the last minute to do this. If you submit yours late, there's really no excuse at this point. So if you've never done this before, practice so that you know exactly what you're doing whenever you're ready to upload your presentation. When you do upload it, you can set it to unlisted, which means that a person has to have the link in order to view the presentation. You don't have to set it to public. When it's public, anybody can see it. I usually try to set mine to unlisted. Do not set it to private though, because if you set it to private, I won't be able to view it at all. Once your video is uploaded, click the share option and just copy the link into your forum posting, and then we'll be able to all click on it and view your presentation. I would encourage you to view any and all of your classmates' presentations. Feel free to comment on their presentation. You can do that within the forum posting and offer praise or any constructive criticism. You will receive an overall score through your forum posting. So if you make an 85 out of 100, you'll see an 85, but I will be emailing you a rubric form that will have all of my comments and a breakdown of your score. You can expect to receive your emailed rubric no later than December 12th. Okay, so if you haven't received it by then, shoot me off a quick email. Here's the rubric form. This is what I will have pulled up. I'll have this pulled up on one of my monitors while I am watching your speech on another monitor, and I'll be typing up comments. You can see here again the breakdown of how I am allotting points for this. Make sure that you discuss your topic, that you offer a personal plan, and that you offer some advice. I'm also going to be looking at the organization of your speech and also your delivery. So if you're reading directly from a paper, or if it's really difficult to hear you or something like that, you will lose points for that. Again, this is worth 100 points. Please make sure that you review these assignments carefully. If you have any questions, let me know. I would really encourage you to not wait until the last minute on these, especially the presentations. I have had students who have never used YouTube before and will literally log on an hour before the paper is due on that Sunday night, and they have all kinds of problems because they don't know what they're doing, and they've ended up having 30 points deducted just because they didn't allow themselves enough time. So be good to yourself and don't put yourself in that position. If you have any questions, do be sure to let me know, and we'll be talking about this a little bit more as we continue through the semester. Have a good one.